Topping today's news, the government breaks ground on the new Coconut Grove Medical Center. The new energy deals to aid BPL in providing reliable power here in the capital and the Family Islands. The opposition not buying the government's explanation regarding recently awarded contracts, and the Davis administration looking to expand the capacity of the Royal Bahamas Defense Force. The Department of Public Health held a groundbreaking ceremony today to launch the new Coconut Grove Advanced Medical Health Center on Blue Hill Road, north of the National Insurance Board. Prime Minister Philip Davis described the event as a major uplift for the inner city, especially Coconut Grove and its surrounding communities.
Health is an important component of our blueprint for change. Expanding healthcare infrastructure, maximizing access to health services, and driving positive health outcomes. These are among our top priorities. In breaking ground on the Coconut Grove Advanced Health Center, we are making progress on each of these fronts. Accessible healthcare will soon be at your doorsteps.
Minister of Health and Wellness, Dr. Michael Dowell, spoke about the significance of the history of the Coconut Grove Clinic and how the new medical facility will be a much-needed improvement.
Gentlemen, once completed, this multi-million-dollar Coconut Grove Advanced Health Center will serve as a community clinic providing primary, secondary, and urgent care services, taking some of the strains off the Princess Margaret Hospital Accident Emergency Department. It is designated to reduce waiting times, yes, improve access to care, and give residents a welcoming environment that supports prevention, early detection, and long-term wellness, lessening the needs to seek emergency care at the Princess Margaret Hospital.
The new medical facility is set to restore vital services and uplift the lives of residents in the community. Once construction starts, it will take approximately 15 months for completion. Prime Minister Philip Davis also attended today's contract signing with Eco Energy Bahamas Limited as the government continues its push towards the use of renewable energy. Mr. Davis said the partnership between the government and Eco Energy Bahamas represents a fundamental shift in how the Bahamas powers its communities.
This installation will inject 20 megawatts of clean, renewable power into our grid, transforming how we generate electricity in New Providence and setting the standard for future solar projects throughout our islands. This is just the beginning of a solar revolution. Moving forward, utility-scale solar will be the norm for islands, not the exception, as we break free from outdated energy models that have constrained our economic growth and our national development.
Anthony Christie, Chief Operations Officer for Bahamas Power and Light, says he is looking forward to the collaboration with Eco Energy Bahamas as it will help shape the trajectory of renewable energy here in the Bahamas.
Through this project, we are reducing our reliance on fossil fuels, enhancing our energy security, and providing long-term value to our customers. Most importantly, we're doing it in a way that is financially and environmentally responsible. This partnership is a testament to the power of public-private collaboration. Through this agreement, we will generate more locally sourced renewable power, reduce our carbon footprint, and stabilize our energy grid while meeting the growing demand.
The Minister for Energy and Transport, Jobeth Kobe Davis, was also in attendance and expressed her excitement and great expectations for that project. Meanwhile, the islands of Abaco, Eleuthera, and the Exumas will benefit from a more reliable power supply that derives from 2 new power purchase agreements between BPL and EA Energy and Exumas Renewable Energies Corporation, also signed at the office of the Prime Minister this morning. The agreements are a move to ensure that Family Islands have reliable power supplies. Minister of Energy, Transport, Jobeth Kobe Davis, shared some of the goals of the projects.
These projects will regulate resource management, install energy storage capacity, facilitate new generation capabilities, and enhance sustainability efforts. Further, the development of the microgrids on these various islands will ensure consistent and reliable power output for its inhabitants 24 hours a day.
The issue of constant and efficient power to the Family Islands has been a long-standing problem. Bahamas Power and Light COO Anthony Christie spoke on the significance of the agreements and shared details on what they entail.
In Abaco, a new hybrid microgrid will be constructed at Wilson City. This includes a 30-megawatt liquefied natural gas power plant, a 13.3-megawatt solar photovoltaic system, and a 15-megawatt-hour battery energy storage system, making a significant boost to the island's grid's reliability and sustainability. In Eleuthera, the hybrid system in Hatchet Bay will deliver 14.7 megawatts of LNG generation capacity, supported by a 10-megawatt solar installation and 5-megawatt-hour battery energy storage system, bringing cleaner and more resilient energy to the community.
The government hopes that through these partnerships, energy infrastructure on the Family Islands will be modernized and the country's reliance on imported fossil fuels will decrease. Construction on the project is expected to begin later this year with a completion date by the third quarter of 2026. Free National Movement leader Michael Pintard says he does not buy the government's statement on contracts and compliance with the Public Procurement Act. In one of two statements released on Tuesday, Mr. Pintard was referring specifically to the government's explanation for that $183 million contract for road works in West Grand Bahama. The Office of the Prime Minister explained that it was a mistake that resulted in the publishing of that contract that was supposed to be paused and under review. Mr. Pintard wanted to know how the vendor made it as far as it did in the IDB approval process without the full support of the Prime Minister. He charges that the government is making a mockery of the Public Procurement Act. Mr. Pintard also calling on the government to investigate potential illegal payments made by foreign actors to Bahamian officials to influence government policy and decisions in regards to the Sarkis-Ismailian court battle with CCA over Bahamar. He said the allegations damage the reputation of the Bahamas as a credible and legitimate place to do business. And finally, in this segment, with 45 years of service and growth under its belt, the Royal Bahamas Defense Force set to grow once again as the Davis administration recommits to investing heavily into expanding the capacity of the nation's military. Prime Minister Davis made the announcement during the Defense Force celebrating Remembrance Day with a special service at the William Thompson Auditorium on Jane Street.
To ensure that the Defense Force remains a people's force, in keeping with its founding vision, my administration is dedicated to keeping the force well-equipped, well-trained, and well-supported. This commitment is anchored by three core pillars, which you had heard from the Minister earlier: expanding human capital, upgrading equipment, and training. We will continue aggressive recruitment, welcoming both new entrants and reserves. We will provide the Defense Force with the necessary resources and continue to acquire land, air, and sea assets to support your work.
The Prime Minister informed the public that in addition to a number of infrastructure upgrades that are already underway, they will also establish new Royal Bahamas Defense Force bases around the country.
Infrastructure upgrades are underway at Coral Harbor Base, Coney Island, Coral Way, Coral Key, HMBS Gunpoint, Ragged Island, and HMBS Matthew Town, Inagua. Additional base installations are planned for South Bimini, West End Grand Bahama, Marsh Harbor, and Cooperstown in Abaco. This strategic expansion enhances the RBDF's presence across the archipelago, strengthening our national security.
The number of officers in the Defense Force is approaching 2,000 men and women tasked with defending the country, protecting its territorial integrity, assisting with maintaining law and order, and helping out in times of crisis. You're listening to JCN News. We'll take a break here. We'll be right back following these commercials.